Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel, The Wedding Secret. My name is Simone and I am your wedding coach. I will tell you everything you need to know about weddings. Today I would like to talk to you a little bit about the ceremony itself. Which different options do you have? Perhaps you have thought about it already. Depends also a lot if you're planning a destination wedding, but in general there are these options. The first option, of course, it's the civil wedding. If you're planning a destination wedding, then you cannot get married in each country legally. For example, I am a wedding planner in Mallorca, and if you are not living in Mallorca since at least 3 to 6 months, it depends a lot on the municipio, then you cannot get married legally here if you're not a resident. That means that check first if you are dreaming about a destination wedding somewhere, if you can get married legally in this country or in this city, let's say it like this. Many of my couples, they are getting married, they are doing destination weddings, they are doing actually their civil wedding in their own town. This is normally the easiest way. And what is then the ceremony they are doing in the foreign country? So my couples are always doing or a blessing. A blessing is like it is more or less, like a civil wedding, but much more intimate and personalized, but it doesn't have any legal character. It is just like, a non-legal wedding. It is like a show, let's say it like this. Some of my couples, they are a little bit disappointed because they think, oh no, then it's not the same because we have to get married before and the day of the wedding it's not the real wedding. But I can assure you that also a blessing is a beautiful option, and I have to say it is normally even a more beautiful option, because if you're going to the town hall, you never know who will be marrying you, and it is like a script. They're just changing the names and it's not at all personalized. So if you're doing a blessing in a foreign country or wherever, in your own town or village or whatever, if you decide for this, although it doesn't have a legal character, you will be nervous on the day. It will be your wedding day, I promise you. The good thing is that these celebrants, as we call them, the people who are the officiants, they are doing the ceremonies, they are reading a script. Normally, there are also very different options, of course, but normally the couples I'm marrying, let's say like this, or I'm organizing the wedding, they are, the celebrants they are choosing, they are always very personalized. That means that, of course, they have like a structure. There's a structure, like as in a civil wedding or in a church. This is the other thing what you could do. But of course, for example, at a blessing, at a non-legal or non-religious wedding, there won't be a part about God, for example, or it can be. The good thing about a blessing is that you can decide 100% how you would like to have this ceremony, because normally what my couples are doing, they are talking to the celebrant they have chosen, because they like the style and they like how they speak, and they like the appearance and the whole thing. Then they are choosing it, like choosing him or her because of this. And then they have like a call, or they even meet them in person, and then they talk about their love story and perhaps a few funny stories also. So this celebrant then writes a personalized script where he can put in like a few of the stories, not all of them, of course. Some of the stories perhaps you don't want that your guests know about them, but it is much more personalized, and it is 100% how you would imagine, or how you are imagining your blessing and your ceremony. About the ceremony itself, how long does it take? This depends a lot how many songs you have in between. Normally in the ceremonies, and now I'm talking about blessings, not about the religious ones, you have like one song where the bride comes in. Of course, perhaps you also have another song before where the bridesmaids come in, or the flower girls, for example. So let's say like this, bridesmaids and perhaps flower girls, then the bride. Then normally you have one song in between, because just after the vows, when you do the ring changes, perhaps you want to sign something, although it's not an official character, but you could sign something. And then another song when the couple, the married couple, they go out as bride and as husband and wife. But sometimes when you have a really good singer, when you have live musicians, perhaps you would like to have another song in between, or two other songs in between. Of course, this makes the whole thing longer. I think this is also a very personal decision. Sometimes my couples say, oh, I don't want to have it longer than 25 minutes. Some other couples say, no, this is a very important part for us. We want our children to say something, or our parents. So it can be from 20 minutes to an hour, more or less, a blessing. And then the other option is, of course, we have talked about the civil wedding, if it's possible, if you're getting married in another country, or you're doing a blessing, what doesn't have a legal character, but it is the same as beautiful. Or the third option is to have a religious wedding. In my case, in Mallorca, I have mostly requests of, let's say, Protestant, evangelic weddings or Catholic weddings. So these weddings are taking place in the church. Or terranos, you say it also in Spain, evangelic or Protestant weddings. They normally also can be outside. This is something you have to check where you are getting married with the person who is marrying you, which conditions they have, because there are also many other religions. I have done Persian weddings, Indian weddings. I have done with the Sofre Act a Jewish wedding. So there are a lot of different, let's say, laws and conditions at each religion. So we really have to go very much into detail about the different religions in the end of the day, but we cannot do this now. And it depends also what the couple wants very often. But for example, just an example, a Catholic wedding has to be under the roof of a church. It's not possible to have a Catholic wedding under the sky. There are always some exceptions, but mainly this is a law what the Catholic Church has. So these are the options you have. As I said before, if you're having a blessing, and this is what most of my couple do, you can take a lot of decisions how the whole ceremony will be in the end. And then, of course, at the wedding itself, there are also options how you would like to say your vows. Some of my couples are super nervous and they are happy if they can say, yes, I do, and they don't want to say anything else. From my, let's say, experience, it's always very emotional and beautiful if you are able to say your own vows. You can do it with a small booklet, you can have your vows written, you don't have to know everything by heart. But it's a very beautiful part if you say a few more words to your future husband and future wife, but it doesn't have to be. Also, like at weddings, everything is fine, and if you're so nervous that you know, oh my God, I better only say yes, then let's do it like this. You can afterwards tell your husband everything you feel. It doesn't have to be in front of all the guests. Yes, and this is a little bit about ceremonies. As I said, I have had everything also in terms of languages, because I have a lot of destination weddings. You also can do often like ceremonies in 2 languages, or let's say have one main language and tend to have the most important part in 2 languages. So you have to choose your celebrant, of course, wisely, that he talks also these languages. Of course, if you have everything in 2 languages, it will be the double as long. This is also makes sense. And yeah, that's it so far. I hope you like this channel. I hope I give you some useful information. I would love you to subscribe, and then I see you soon.